welcome back to a special episode of the Total Focus Podcast. I'm your host, Paul. Our two guests on the show are the director of the Ms. College Park pageant, Angie, and the reigning title holder for Ms. College Park Scholarship Pageant, Arcadia 2019 is on the show. They're both here to talk about the pageant, about all of the things that Arcadia has done this year, all of her experiences, as well as to talk about the upcoming 2020 pageant. Now, unfortunately, because of the dire straits that we are in, we don't have a date for the pageant, but Angie will talk to you about it, and she's still looking for people to sign up. So stay tuned, learn all about the Ms. College Park Scholarship Pageant, and stay tuned. And welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Angie, it's an absolute pleasure to, I don't have directors on that much, and it's always a real pleasure to have a director that I work with for so long and is so dedicated to helping my business as well as helping your pageant, which is the Miss College Park Scholarship Pageant. And I wanted to bring you on because, one, you have a very unique pageant. You own it outright. You're the director. So this is really your baby, and I really wanted to highlight your project and your business. So, first of all, when did you start the business in the pageant, and how did this all come about in the first place?
Well, thank you for letting me come on and share my experience with you. As you stated, mine is slightly unique. I've always loved pageantry. Even as a child, my grandmother and we used to watch just about every pageant on TV and try and guess the winners. So it would come as no surprise that, as I grew up and became an adult, that I would, somehow drift towards pageantry. When I was a teenager, we had a recreation center, and after school they would have lots of wonderful little programs, and one of them that they had was geared towards pageantry, believe it or not. And, the girls that were interested, we'd meet after school. We'd learn how to walk. We'd learn how to put on makeup. We'd learn how to pose, do modeling. And it was really something wonderful that kept a lot of us out of trouble. I always credit that recreation center, which was called Lawncrest Recreation Center in Philadelphia. I always credit them with keeping me on the right path of not only just staying out of trouble, but becoming a lady. And so as I, became an adult, I just wanted to do the same. I ran several pageants for children before I actually started Miss College Park that were very, very successful, but I just found myself wanting to help young women achieve their educational goals. So I kind of came about the Miss College Park pageant in a very unique way. There was a wonderful woman who was involved with the American Legion in College Park, and her name was Rusty Begg. And Rusty was running the Miss Greenbelt pageant for her American Legion, and she suggested that I start Miss College Park and run it with the College Park American Legion. And we pitched the idea to the College Park American Legion. They accepted it wholeheartedly. And from there, I ran the pageant as a local to the Miss Maryland, Miss America program. And I did it that way for pretty close to 17, 18 years. But one year I decided that, I'm spending a lot of money sending a girl to the next level of competition, when really we really just wanted to focus on the community of College Park. So I basically, came about not sending her to the state competition anymore and just focusing on the good that we could do in the city of College Park and the surrounding neighborhood. So from 2009 on, we just became a standalone community pageant, and I have pretty much loved it ever since. Loved being my own boss, loved not being dictated to by, a huge, overall conglomerate telling me how I need to run the pageant, making girls, raise money for, activities that were really not their own focus. So this way, the young lady can come into my program and basically stay and raise money and do whatever she wants for her own platform and not being asked to, shepherd in another platform. So we have seen a lot of growth in our program in that the girls themselves grow with it. The city of College Park very much embraces us. They help us with our scholarship for the winter. We do fundraisers throughout the year, and we have other sponsors that help us raise money for our court, and there's even money left over so that every contestant who is competing in the pageant walks away with money. So we think that's kind of unique. There aren't a lot of pageants that do that for young women anymore. And every young lady who competes in my pageant can get anywhere between 100, 150. Some years we've even gone as high as 200, depending on how well we did with our fundraisers for that year and the sponsorship. And we certainly appreciate all of our sponsors. And if it's okay, I would certainly like to give you a shout out, Paul. And
Well, I appreciate that.
yeah, and the other sponsors that we have, in addition to the City of College Park supplying us with a community service grant, the Merchants of College Park giving us funding every year. They've given us funding every year probably for the last 20 years. And the American Legion, of course, in College Park. While we are no longer sponsored by the American Legion Auxiliary, we are sponsored by the American Legion. So the men took us over. They wanted to be the sponsors, and we were only too happy to allow them to continue to give us assistance. So we have a great little system, a great little program. We run our little purse bingos 2 times a year, raising money. And with all of the sponsorships that we have, we're always able to give, or to award, I should say, anywhere between $4,000 and $5,000 a year. And our winner always gets $2,000. So $2,000 of that goes to our winner because she's the one that's working all year long, making the appearances, doing those jobs for the mayor's office. And we want to make sure that she's taken care of.
Of course. And, one of the things that while listening to your message there, is that it's more focused on the actual community and what a great community College Park is. It encompasses both the people that live there as well as the people going to the university. So why not have someone who represents that and highlight that person, and actually have someone as a communication to the governor or to the assembly, and have someone as a voice, especially today when we want more young people to vote and we want more young people. So I think your pageant is definitely adding value to the community in that fashion.
Well, we also have just been so embraced by the city of College Park. Our mayor this year, and he's been the mayor probably for the last 3 or 4 years, Patrick Wojan, he makes sure that Miss College Park is invited to different events, and that she's recognized when she's there. We just got finished, what was it, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where Miss College Park, Arcadia, went to speak before the College Park City Council. And, everyone there was just so enraptured by everything that she had accomplished in her year. And that's what we look forward to doing. We look forward to having a full, robust year, and then we look forward to going back to the office, to the mayor and to the city council, to the whole entire staff, sharing with them what we've accomplished, and then letting them know we look forward to your support again next year, and generally every year we get it.
Well, I mean,
we definitely get it.
And you, to be honest, you have such a great pool of young ladies that represent you. I mean, it's very rare that you ever run into anyone who doesn't represent the communities so well. So I mean, and you need those kind of people to help support, either, like I was saying, to just be out there and be a voice for someone, or to make everyone feel better. Sometimes, like, we need sports to feel good. So that's the same thing I feel pageants are too.
Well, like I said, we got very lucky. I mean, I've had really good mayors that have supported the program ever since I started it. And, we've never had any problems. But I would say Arcadia has probably had more appearances than pretty much any other Miss College Park. And there's two reasons behind that. Number one is because she's invited, because we have regular standard appearances that Miss College Park makes every year, and also because she's actually gone out and found other appearances that really interest her and that she really wanted to do. So I would say that, she's probably done probably almost twice as many appearances as some of the other Miss College Parks have done. And it's also very helpful that our Miss College Park is still in the College Park area. Arcadia works in College Park, even though she's graduated. So we, are very lucky in that, she still has that College Park connection. Right now, our pageant is open. It is an open pageant where anyone who lives in the state of Maryland can come in and compete for the title of Miss College Park.
Is there an age range?
Excuse me?
Is there an age range? Is there?
We probably stop it at between 25, 26 years old. We
Okay.
do want to make sure that they are still in school because, it is a scholarship program. So, please don't, come and, think that you're going to compete in a pageant that awards almost $4,000 and we're going to give you that money in cash. We do not. It is a scholarship program.
No, of course. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
if you've been done pageants, if you competed is the right word in pageants, then you would have you should know that things come as scholarships or donations, so it's not a cash. And
Correct.
Correct. The other thing, now, is your pageant also do they need to have a talent? What are the things they have to compete in?
For letting me expand upon that. No, there is no talent because we found that Miss College Park, when she's making appearances, she's never asked to perform. She's always asked to speak. So more than anything, we want to make sure that we have a young lady that can carry herself well, that is not shy, that will stand up in front of an audience, welcome them if need be able to relate to our princesses. We have a robust princess program. But we found that we needed our representative to speak. So the areas of competition, which, we are reweighting them this year. Right now, we're looking for someone who can handle themselves in an interview with the judges. And then after that, we have what is called a casual wear appearance because we want to make sure that when our girl goes out into the community, she's dressed appropriately. And we like to call it snappy casual. I mean, most of our appearances are casual in nature, Maryland Day, College Park Day, things like that, where they can wear, something casual, but still we want them to look very nice and approachable. So that's an important part of the competition. Then we have an onstage question, which lets us know whether or not they can handle extemporaneous speaking well. And then, of course, the elegance and evening gown, which means, do they have the poise to handle the title? So those are the areas of competition, and they still will stay the same. We did have our interview weighted at, I believe, 40% of the score, and we are going to bring all scores down equally to 25%. Each phase of competition will be 25%. So that'll be for our upcoming pageant. So
Seems a
allow
little.
me to share with you
Sure.
that upcoming pageant was scheduled for Sunday, April the 26th. However, with all of the happenings in our country and in the world, with the coronavirus, we are probably going to request a rescheduled date, and we don't know when that date will be just yet. We just hope that, when we're able to have the pageant, it will be at a time when all of the students are at school.
Well,
You're
yeah,
not
I,
sure.
I, I absolutely agree with you. I think that it's just tragic of what's going on right now, and I would encourage you to please just wait until everyone gets back, and then I will be so excited to be your photography sponsor this year. So
Well, thank you.
just wait it out. Good things come to those who wait. Um,
Yes,
so patience is in the eye of the beholder. Anything else like any of the other good sayings that the
patience is a virtue. That was
patience
the
is
other
virtue.
one.
Yeah.
Well,
So
we do have a bit of a conundrum, if I may. Our wonderful location sponsor, which has always been the College Park Moose Lodge since 2009, and even prior, we used to have our rehearsals at the College Park Moose Lodge, and I would use the Northwestern High School when I was holding my pageant. But right now, the Moose Lodge has sold their building, and that building will soon become a church. So that was why we were hoping to get the pageant done before it changed hands. I don't know if that's going to happen. That could pose a bit of a problem because, if I now have to pay for space, that's going to affect the scholarship. You follow what I'm saying?
oh yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
hey, this
so
is a good.
we're hoping we want to have the pageant. We really would love to wait until September, but that may not be an option if they've already given the building over to the new owners.
Well,
So
here for all my listeners out there, if you're in the College Park or the surrounding very close area, you know a great location that would support this great scholarship pageant. Please give Angie a call. Angie's information will be in the contact information of the podcast. So I would encourage you to reach out to her and give her a ring on Facebook or directly by email, whatever way she provides her information, and really just help her out. She's a wonderful person, and she'll become a lifelong friend. So just help her out if you know anything, and spread the word, as they say. Every good deed helps another person, so Angie will definitely pass it back if she can do anything for you. So I mean, that's all I can say, Angie, and just pray and stay positive.
right.
I'm sure we can
Well,
find.
we've had a great year, and I think I'm anxious and excited for you all to hear from our Miss College Park about the wonderful year that she's had and the wonderful year that she's given us.
Well,
So,
I'm excited to have Arcadia on, so we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll have
okay,
Arcadia back.
all right, thank you.
I just wanted to take 1 second from this great interview and talk about our sponsor of the week, Mid-Atlantic Video and Photography Productions. No matter if you're planning a wedding, a special event, or you just need an amazing headshot, they are the team to get the job done. You can reach out to them at 443-422-3830. Again, that's 443-422-3830. Or you can just go right to their website at mavpp.com. Now let's get right back to the show and listen to this great interview. All right, so I am now privileged to have back with us the reigning 2019 Miss College Park Scholarship Pageant title holder, Arcadia Ewell. Is that how you say it?
Hello.
Is it? Wait, did I
Yes,
say
that
the
is
last
how you
name
say
right?
it, Arcadia Ewell.
Ewell. Okay, one more time. Okay, welcome to the show, Arcadia Ewell.
Hello.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on the show, and please tell us about the scholarship pageant. Please tell us your experience. I mean, Angie completely is in love with you and thinks you've done incredible things. I consider you a good friend, so I'm so thankful to have such a wonderful person to work with this last year, and I'm really sad to see you go. But it does you're as they say a forever Miss College Park. So that's something they can never take away from you. So, and I'm sure you're going to be a part of the sisterhood forever too. So,
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, first of all, thank you for having me, of
of
course.
course.
I've had a really amazing year. Obviously, Miss Angie kind of alluded to it earlier, but I have been very busy. This actually was my second time competing for the Miss College Park pageant, which some people actually don't know. I competed back in, gosh, I think it was 2016 and placed first runner up. And so I actually was awarded right around $550 then, which was really helpful because I was still in school. And then right around this time a year ago, I was kind of not really sure what I wanted to do. I knew that I was planning to apply to graduate school last right around October, December. And so I knew I would be in my last year living and kind of being in the College Park community. Like Ms. Angie said, I do work in College Park. I've also, within the past 5 or 6 years, I have lived there, I've worked there, I've gone to school there. So College Park has really been a home for me for quite some time. And so I was kind of thinking of ways that I wanted to spend my last year in College Park, and the Miss College Park program kind of came back to mind. And it had been a couple of years since I competed, so I figured I'd give it another go. And I was very fortunate to kind of walk away with the title last year. And so definitely been very, very busy. I set 3 kind of goals for myself in my interview last year, and that was to get really close with my princesses and engage our princess community, to also be active not only within College Park, but also out of College Park and be a representative for the city elsewhere in the state and in the surrounding communities. And then also just work really closely with my platform. I won a community service award for the work that I've done already with my platform at the Miss College Park pageant. So I knew that that was really important to me to be able to continue doing that work as Miss College Park.
Well, it's always awesome to have someone come back. Um, I hate to say the word fail, but you didn't win. And then you basically, you're like, okay, I'm going to wipe that off my list and I'm going to come back and I'm going to win. And it's going to be the best year ever. And this is going to be my last year. And I mean, that's a great way to celebrate your last year in town. So,
yeah, I mean, it was a failure, and I'm not afraid of that word. I think in pageantry, especially, there are so many more failures than there ever are successes. And for me, you know, I've lost quite a few pageants in my time. But if anything, I think that helps you. I think you learn from it. I think you grow from a person. And so definitely there were things that I brought to the pageant last year that I had learned from competing in 2016. And so I think I was able to show the judges that, you know, in those 3 or 4 years, you know, I have grown as a person, I've grown as a competitor, and I'm really ready for the title now, whereas I probably wasn't in 2016.
now, what exactly do you do at College Park? Because if I'm correct, you're a scientist, right?
Yeah, so I work in a psychological research lab. I work in
That's awesome.
the neurocognitive development lab at the University of Maryland. So usually this is the part where I say currently we're conducting a study, but obviously I am not in the office right now because of the coronavirus. But we are working on a study. It's funded by NIH and NSF. It's looking at memory development in preschoolers and seeing how whether or not they are currently napping might affect their memory and their brain development. So we do a lot of different scientific measures. We do PSG measures with them, which is similar to EEG. And we also do an MRI.
So do you currently have a doctorate?
I do not.
Are
So
you
I
working?
actually
Is that?
applied for.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So good. So I actually applied for graduate school in
Gotcha.
December, and I was accepted to Virginia Commonwealth University and Boston University. So I will be pursuing my doctorate in developmental science in the fall.
That's great. Hey, anytime you can be
I'm very
a DR next to it is definitely a big achievement. So congratulations on the journey, and I'm sure you'll finish with flying colors.
Thank you.
So which one are you? So you got accepted to both. Have you decided which school you're going to?
I have. I haven't made my official announcement.
Gotcha.
Just
Okay.
yet.
We'll keep that secret. Keep that secret. Okay.
Yes. I will say I'm a big baseball fan.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm really excited to be going somewhere where I can continue being a baseball fan.
Okay. Hey, as long as you can deal with their winters, okay?
Yes, definitely.
Well, I'm a huge baseball fan myself, and I have to say, you'll love riding the trolley trains and the history and everything. So you're gonna have lots of smart people to be around, and you're gonna have a fabulous. Now, is that program 4 years or is it a 2-year program? What's the
that
actual
is
length?
a 5-year program,
5
actually.
So yeah, you're gonna have a wonderful 5 years working on that doctorate. So I'm sure you're gonna have such an incredible experience there. So, getting back to the pageant, how's the difference in this pageant? Did you like the idea of this being an individual pageant and it's focused on this community and having the opportunity to make an impact in this individual community, and you have a director who's so dedicated and so there to help you all the time?
Yes, definitely. Just from competing in 2016, I could tell how supportive Miss Angie was of her girls. I kind of found a home in Miss College Park just as a competitor in 2016, not even as the winner. And so I knew that I was going to be walking into a family if I did get that title. And, I also think back to my mindset a year ago. I knew that I did not want to go to a state pageant. I did not want to run the risk of having to go to Miss America or Miss USA or International Junior Miss or whatever other pageant system was out there. That wasn't where my life was at. I had to apply to graduate school. I am working 3 jobs right now. I didn't have the time or the motivation to dedicate myself really to any of those bigger pageants. For me, what was important to me was enjoying my last year here in Maryland and in College Park. And so I was looking for that way to kind of just be in my community and not worry about being a competitor or searching for that higher title. I wanted to enjoy just being Miss College Park and representing that city.
Do you personally use pageants to balance that science brain and then the girly dress up side, and to have that kind of social outreach inside your own self? Is that what you use that for, or is that another reason that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm going to be going to school next year. I'm really interested in early adversity and how kind of introducing stress and abnormal amounts of stress into a child, how that can affect their development. And so my platform actually is dating violence prevention and domestic violence prevention. And so for me, just within my pageant history, being able to work towards that's gone hand in hand with the science that I'm interested in. And that's what I actually told people at my graduate school interviews. I definitely got those questions of, oh, you're a pageant girl. And you could tell that there were some stereotypes associated with that. But for me, I was able to say that, as Miss College Park, I've been able to be a guest speaker at events like Rally for Red at the University of Maryland. I've, gone into domestic violence shelters and I've donated toys and things like that. And so I was getting opportunities to work with that population that I'm really interested in scientifically, just by being Miss College Park. And so those two things definitely mixed for me, actually.
Well, I think that, in my opinion, you have been one of the best Miss College Parks. So I hope we all are
Thank you.
so sad to see you go, but I know you're only going to go to upwards and to better things. And I really hope you take a piece of Maryland with you and remember us on your way to being a great doctor. So and I'm sure you're gonna make it.
Yes, I definitely
I'm
will.
sure you're gonna make a if you're focusing on sleep. I know there's a lot of sleep problem that people that have problems with sleep abnormalities. Abnormalities, is that the right word? Is that or sleep problems?
Abnormality.
Abnormalities. So hey, I can't think of a better person to really solve that issue or at least make a dent in it. So
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
no. Arcadia, thank you so much for like the sum up. Um, what are just a couple things that just are so incredible that you want to just talk about this pageant? If there's anything that we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. What brought me to this pageant is that it's an amazing way to get involved in the College Park community. So for me, as somebody who's lived there, who's worked there, who's been a student there, College Park was my home. And I loved the opportunity to represent my home. It's really great networking if you're interested in that. I've been able to meet the mayor. I've been able to go down to Capitol Hill and listen to congressional briefings on opioid dependence. If you have a community service topic that you're really passionate about, you have the freedom to devote yourself to that. Like Miss Angie said, you're not splitting your time between multiple different topics if you don't want to. You have that ability to really kind of dive down deep in what you're passionate about. And so for me, I loved There Was No Talent. Let's face it, I'm not winning any awards with my singing. I'm not a dancer. I've always been a speaker, and I've always been somebody that can use science and can use my brain to really communicate what I'm passionate about. And so I loved that Miss College Park just let me rest on my speaking ability and let me show that off and let me have those opportunities to really dive into my platform and what I'm passionate about, and doing that in a city that I love so much.
Sometimes we just need a really smart person to be in the mix. Okay, so you just go on saving the world and making a difference, because we need a lot more smart people to solve the crises that we are in. So please, continue speaking the truth and encouraging people to go to college and get higher education. I appreciate
Yes,
that
I'm
very
definitely
much.
going to try to.
Yes. I just wanted to take one extra second and talk about our sponsor of the week, Mid-Atlantic Video and Photography Production. No matter if you're planning a wedding and you need a wedding videographer, you're doing a music video, or you're doing a commercial, they are the team to get the job done. You can reach out to them at 443-422-3830. Again, that's 443-422-3830. Or you can go right to their website at mavpp.com. Now let's get right back to this great interview. All right, guys. So I have both Angie and Arcadia on the show now, and I just wanted to give them an opportunity to wrap up. I really appreciate you guys letting me be a sponsor, and as I've already said, I'm giving glowing for both of you guys, and I will totally support you guys whenever the pageant finally happens. And I'll do my best to let our listeners know. And this is a special episode, so I'll make sure to send out the video for you guys to post, and hopefully it'll get some girls interested while they're stuck in quarantine. And do you have any, Angie? You're kind of the adult. I'm 37, so I guess I'm an old guy too. Do you have any words of inspiration for anyone that's considering to do the pageant or sitting?
Well, absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I would like to say that you don't have to have past pageant experience to compete in the Miss College Park pageant. We have crowned young ladies who have never done pageants before. And we've also crowned young ladies who were just quite simply looking for scholarship opportunities. Arcadia won $2,200 in addition to a wonderful year, and she's going to take that money and use it towards, graduate school, which
is
we're
awesome.
only too happy to help her achieve her goals, her
Yeah,
educational goals,
absolutely.
which has always been, our goal. If there's anyone out there that's interested in competing in a pageant, we allow young ladies to start competing at the age of 16 and go up all the way to 26. Just keep in mind, it is a scholarship pageant. The monies won would need to be paid to an institution,
Of
an
course.
accredited institution. So it's not something where you can just compete and take the money away in a check or in cash in your hand. We'll be looking for contestants. We are still searching for girls, even though our pageant will more than likely be postponed. We're also looking to hold the pageant in the summer because we want to make sure that we can have Arcadia back to crown our successor or crown her successor. We don't want her to already be so busy with her graduate studies that she would be unable to come back. So we can't postpone this too long.
I know that
But
would
if
be
anyone out there is
that would be
interested in
such.
competing, we would invite them to go to our website at www.misscollegepark.com and just register online, and then I will reach out to you right away and let you know all of the updated dates and times for the 29th annual Miss College Park pageant.
And all that information will also be in the bio at the bottom of the podcast. So if you guys are a bad speller like myself, you can just click on the link and it will directly take you to their website. So yeah, I agree with you. It would be an absolute tragic case if Arcadia can't crown the new girl. And I will pray on this that that does not occur. So
Yeah, if I could chime in as well, I
sure.
also kind of want to echo the thoughts that I gave earlier just about the benefits of actually failing. Even if you are scared that you're not going to win the title or anything like that, there's nothing negative that's going to come from competing. In the worst case scenario, you don't win the title, you don't make top 5, but you still learn and you still walk away with some scholarship dollars. And so I think that that's valuable in and of itself.
Well, just to sum it up, I mean, Arcadia, look what you learned from the process. You failed, and
Absolutely.
then you learned from it, and you then won. And you had the opportunity because Angie's so an awesome director. There was multiple levels of scholarships too. So there everybody's a winner, and I guess that's what Angie's trying to say. So, and she believes in education so much. I really don't know of another director who believes in education so much. So I really do want to give Angie a round of applause because most directors really don't focus on school as much as Angie does, and I think Arcadia can definitely reap the benefit of that because she's going to have all that money to use towards school. So
It's really interesting. The young lady who crowned her also competed in Miss College Park twice. And the first year she competed, Deja Benton, when she competed, she didn't place or anything. Second year came back and took the whole thing. So there's something to be said for if at first you don't succeed, try again.
persistence.
I would really like Arcadia to close this out by sharing with what her favorite appearance has been.
Oh, that's a
from
great one.
here.
Thank you, Angie.
Oh, goodness. That's tricky. I think my favorite one, I have done a few. I've done quite a few, but I think my favorite was being a featured speaker at the Reclaim the Red event at the University of Maryland. I think just being able to share my personal experiences and why dating violence prevention and awareness is so important to me. And then also getting to share how we can prevent it and hear from the other speakers there was just a really powerful experience. And so that was probably my favorite, but it is not very far followed by many other appearances that I've done.
Now that appearance is also a runway show too, right? Is that part of the Heart Foundation or the America? Is that the is
No,
that
so that one was actually sponsored by the SGA, the Student Government Association
okay?
at the university. I did actually just do a runway show last week, so that was very fun, but
Gotcha.
different.
Well, you know, it sounds like you just had an incredible year, and we can only thank that because of Angie and to the wonderful judges who picked Arcadia. So we really thank you for both coming on the show and really appreciate you giving your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And to all of our listeners, Angie will do her best to keep you guys up to date and everything. And as soon as this episode goes out, all of her information is going to be below. And just reach out to her, and also become friend with Arcadia and Angie on Facebook if you want, or reach out to them in all their social media. They're wonderful people. You know, I'm sure they'd be willing to just be your friend. So thank you so much for your time.
And we do have a Facebook presence.
Awesome.
Miss College Park is on Facebook, so look us up there as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, Angie and Arcadia, for coming on the show and talking about the Ms. College Park pageant, for talking about the Ms. College Park scholarship pageant. It was such a pleasure to speak with both of you, and it was a pleasure to be your sponsor for another year, and it was a pleasure to work with Arcadia this entire year, and such an absolute incredible title holder. And we're definitely going to miss her here in the state of Maryland. But I know that she's only going to go on to bigger and better things. And it's only because of the hard work that Angie put in to really pick such a great title holder that Arcadia has now the resources to go on to her doctorate program. So we are really excited for her. And we're excited to pick the new 2020 title holder. And I'm praying that we can all quickly get over this infection. New and bigger things are coming, so please stay tuned. Like Angie said, go to the website. All of the information is below, and please check out their website, sign up, and I please encourage you, please become a contestant. It's a great pageant. This is a director who will definitely be on your side and will help you. You want a director who wants to be on your team. Angie is the director for you to be under. So, for this special episode of Total Focus Podcast, thank you for listening. All of our normal episodes are dropped on Thursday afternoon. Please give us a like or subscribe on both iTunes or on YouTube. Please give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a comment. We appreciate the feedback. And as always, stay tuned.